The researcher created an online survey using Google Forms with 8 questions which are open-ended.
Do you think that gender is represented well in the media? 70% answered no, 15% answered yes, and 15% answered maybe.
When asked for their reasons, most answered that it's because discrimination and stereotypes exist in the media. There exists a perceived inequality of the gender portrayals.
Media is communication channels through which news, entertainment, education, data, or promotional messages are disseminated. Media includes every broadcasting and narrowcasting mediums such as newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, billboards, direct mail, telephone, fax, and internet.
Gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This includes norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, girl, or boy, as well as relationships with each other. As a social construct, gender varies from society to society and can change over time.
George Gerbner proposed that constant exposure to the media can influence people's perception of their reality.
In the Philippine setting, it is stated that on average consumers spent 4.9 hours per week watching television and 2.5 hours on listening to the radio.
A study that discusses where there is an unequal gender representation in Filipino storybooks for children. In this analysis, it revealed that males were portrayed in active roles based on the use of verb elements.
In mainstream cinema, there continues to be a proliferation of movies which show prominent portrayals of gays or homosexuals, but it largely remains to be within the parameters of the aforementioned of the flamboyant gay stereotype. Stereotype is a standardized mental picture that is held in common by members of a group and that represents an oversimplified opinion, prejudiced attitude, or uncritical judgment.
Women as sex objects who are usually young, thin, beautiful, passive, dependent, and often incompetent and dumb. Female characters devote their primary energies to improving their appearances and taking care of homes and people. Women are stereotyped in the media. They are portrayed in roles confined to the domestic sphere. We often hear these in TV and radio commercials, films, sitcoms, telenovelas. They are depicted always as moms preparing food for the family, doing the laundry work, or objects of desire for males drinking liquor, and so on. We never see women being represented beyond these roles.
According to the respondents, women's portrayal is quite limited. They mention stereotypes such as being feminine, submissive, and often matched with their traditional gender roles in the household. In addition, looks and sexual image described the female character.
Men have had a more varied range of representations in media since the past, mostly because it was men who wrote the narratives. However, most still fell into either the macho hero or evil villain stereotypes. There are a lot of media which are male-centric, oftentimes portraying them as strong, charming, smart, and a whole lot of positive, manly attributes. These perfect, male characters in my opinion become quite stable since they are all the same and only encourage sexist notions. That is why when I see male characters who show their emotional and caring sides, I am delighted. However, there aren't many portrayals of these characters in the media that I come across.
How does the media represent men? Respondents answered that men are typically viewed in a better and positive light than other genders. Masculinity is portrayed as a good quality along with labels such as protectors and leaders.
How does the media represent the LGBTQ? In this question, the most often answered was it is limited to gays and lesbians. They said that it is underrepresented and if portrayed it is always the flamboyant types that's used for entertainment. One respondent said that gender-sensitive language is lacking in the radio stations. Genders are not represented well in the Philippine media. Based on the analysis of the answers from the survey, there is a prevalent gender stereotypes that exists in the media.